American presidents, regardless of party, seem to share one unspoken understanding: when it comes to war, Congress is better kept out of it. Some are subtle about it. Others don't bother. Trump falls into the second category. May the 1st of March ked the 60-day legal deadline under the War Powers Act for his Iran campaign. He neither sought congressional authorization nor requested an extension. Requesting an extension would mean acknowledging that the law applies to him at all, and worse, that he needs permission from Congress. So his administration settled on a different approach. Simply declare that hostilities are over. The problem, of course, is that not a single American soldier has been withdrawn. Forces in the Middle East are still being reinforced. The naval blockade of Iranian ports is still in place. One half of the government says the war has ended, the other half keeps fighting it. This is not a coherent legal position, but it may be a serviceable political one. If the argument drags on long enough, the war might be finished before anyone has to resolve it. The core of the maneuver lies in an old flaw in the War Powers Act itself. The 1973 statute never defined what hostilities actually means, and every president since has taken full advantage of that vacancy. Clinton bombed Kosovo far past the 60-day limit and called it a NATO obligation, not an American war. Obama struck Libya and insisted there was no sustained combat, no active exchange of fire. Now Trump says a ceasefire equals the end of hostilities. The packaging changes. The product is the same. No occupant of the Oval Office has any real interest in tying his own hands. That is not a Republican instinct or a Democratic one. It is an institutional instinct. Power does not voluntarily submit to restraints. The Democrats find themselves in an awkward position. Senator Kine has been at this for years, repeatedly introducing resolutions to claw back the war power that the Constitution explicitly assigns to Congress. In 2020, he actually got one through the Senate, 55-45, with 8 Republicans crossing over. Trump vetoed it, and Congress could not muster the 2/3 to override. This year, there have been 5 attempts. All failed. Most recently, 46-51 in late April. Kaney is factually correct when he argues that the Constitution vests the power to declare war in Congress, not the president. The uncomfortable question is where he and his party were when Democratic presidents were doing the same thing. To raise that is not to excuse Trump. It is simply to notice that this has never been a partisan dispute over principle. It is a ritual. The legislature protests, the executive ignores it, the ritual repeats. The deeper reality is that no one in Washington truly wants to revisit the arrangement. Before a single shot was fired in this war, Vice President Vance had already dismissed the War Powers Act as a fundamentally fraudulent and unconstitutional law. That view is unlikely to be confined to the Trump administration. Most just have the good sense not to say it out loud. If the law is regarded as illegitimate from the start, then 60 days and 30 days are merely numbers on a calendar. Congress is not entirely powerless. The Pentagon's acting comptroller has told lawmakers that the war has cost $25 billion so far, and the administration will be coming back for more. The power of the purse is the only real leverage Congress has ever possessed over a commander-in-chief. But with both chambers in Republican hands, the prospect of Republican lawmakers denying their own President war funding in an ongoing conflict is, to put it mildly, remote. This is precisely why Trump wants the major items settled before the midterms. He knows this Congress is as accommodating as he is ever going to get. After November, the arithmetic may shift whether Iran can hold out, and for how long thus becomes a very practical question. The legal wrangling in Washington does not alter the facts on the ground. If Iran does not collapse, time is not on America's side. Trump needs an ending he can call a victory, not an open-ended war of attrition. But wars have their own logic. They do not read lawyers' briefs. They do not check the calendar